What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Mid-Level Media channel, your hub for everything physical media and entertainment. I am Ken. Today, guys, we're going to talk about Kino Lorber. Apparently, they have started a streaming service. Now, apparently, Kino Lorber has had a streaming service. It's called Kino Now or something, where you can sign up for it and you can rent movies off of there. But they're changing that model because I think their rentals were like $3.99 or $4.99. They're changing that model to a monthly subscription based streaming platform, and they're changing the name. It's called Kino Film Collection. So I saw this a couple of days ago, so I thought it'd be interesting to do a video about it and not only deliver the news to you guys about this streaming platform, but also actually subscribe to the streaming platform and get in there and look and see what they got and let you guys know if it's worth, give you some insight on whether or not this is worth signing up for, because they do have a 7-day free trial. So I signed up for that. I'll most likely cancel it after the 7 days. Because, guys, look, I've got enough streaming services, and I think that's the big thing with most people. I saw this when I think IndieWire, which is the website I'm on, they posted this on Instagram. And as soon as they posted that Kino Lorber started a streaming website, people that I probably don't even know who Kino Lorber is, which if you don't know who Kino Lorber is, I talk about it all the time. They're an independent boutique physical media label that restores and licenses films and puts them out on Blu-ray and 4K with some good special features and really good picture quality. So that's they're a boutique label. So they posted this on Instagram, and everybody's like, we don't need another streaming service. We don't need this. People are like rebelling against all these streaming services right now, which I think is super interesting. So let me make this article a little bit bigger, guys. I don't want to keep you all day here, so I'm going to put myself down here real small. But yeah, Kino Lorber is starting a streaming service, or they're changing up how they're doing a streaming service. And apparently, Kino Lorber has been on Amazon Prime. You've been able to get on like some kind of like Kino Lorber section on Amazon Prime for the past few years. But let me read this article, and then we'll actually dive into the actual Kino Film Collection streaming service. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments section below. Do you think that you'll be signing up for the Kino Lorber streaming service? Are you a fan of Kino Lorber? Let me know in the comments section below. Also subscribe and like the video and all that good stuff. So, all right, let's get into this article. So this was posted on IndieWire, so on May 17th. So this is actually almost a week old, the news of this. So, well, probably by the time I put this up, it's a week old or maybe over a week old by this point. But all right, let's scroll down right here. Kino Lorber is expanding its streaming footprint. The boutique art house distributor just launched its own SVOD platform, the Kino Film Collection. The new app is available now as a standalone service on Apple TV, Fire TV, Android TV, and Roku. So I don't know if you can get this like on a regular smart TV or not. I actually didn't try it on my TV. I just tried it on my computer right here. So yeah, I'm unsure if you can get it like on anything other than those 4 that they mentioned. And it will feature hundreds of movies from Kino Lorber's film library of more than 4,000 titles. That's important to note because I was under the assumption, like when I first signed up and started scrolling through stuff, which we'll get through it, I'm like, oh, this is going to have like mostly everything that Kino Lorber has put out on physical media. It does not. They have 4,000 titles and it has hundreds. We'll get into exactly how many hundreds it is when we talk about it, but just hundreds of the 4,000 titles. So it's not all of the Kino Lorber's library that they have. And to be fair, like some of the stuff that they're still, selling and things like that, they may not have the license for. They may not have because I think it's different. I think like actual like physical licenses and streaming licenses are different. Like maybe they group those in together sometimes, but I think for some of the more like high profile films, it's different as far as like what you have the license for. Like just because you have the license for a movie doesn't mean you can put it out physically and on a streaming service. I think you need to pay for both. But I could be wrong. In November 2023, Kino Lorber launched in I missed this part, guys. Subscriptions will begin at $5.99 a month, like I said, and you get the week of free trial. In November 2023, Kino Lorber launched an Amazon Prime Video channel. You can still access its titles here, but having its own service puts the company in the race alongside other niche streaming options in the space, like the Criterion channel for $10.99 a month, which I never signed up for the Criterion channel. I've never really explored the Criterion channel, so that might be something interesting to do at some point, but I've definitely heard about the Criterion Channel. It's super popular, it feels like. Or Mubi, which is $14.99 a month. So compared to those two, price wise, like Kino Lorber is pretty cheap. As part of the launch, Kino Film Collection curated a selection of titles that showcase auteurs who have played at Cannes. The 2024 Film Festival is currently ongoing. The collection includes early movies from Yorgos Lanthimos, Jai. I'm not even going to try to pronounce all these guys. Ken Loach, I can pronounce that, as well as recent festival films like Four Daughters and Inside the Yellow Cocoon Shell. Some other titles you may find on the Kino Film Collection include, and they list a bunch of titles here. Girl Walks Home Alone at Night. That is one I've heard about. I need to check that one out at some point. And then they got some of the classic like silent film era stuff, like The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, Metropol. I can't even pronounce that, guys. What is wrong with me? Nosferatu and Metropolis. The Cannes Film Festival is the beating hearts of cinema. Metropolis, that's how you pronounce it. The Cannes Film Festival is the beating heart of cinema, and there's no better place to share the news about this expansion of Kino Film Collection to our direct-to-consumer streaming service for North American film lovers, said Richard Lorber, chairman and CEO. I had no idea that the chairman of Kino Lorber's last name was Lorber. I didn't know that. Chairman and CEO of Kino Lorber, Cannes and the Kino Film Collection are so intertwined because we share a love and appreciation of great films, and we're very proud to feature so many works that first screened at Cannes among our collection of the classics of tomorrow and the best of cinema past. It's been gratifying to see how audiences have enthusiastically embraced our channel on Amazon Prime Video. We've been encouraged by the passion, loyalty, and curiosity of our own subscribers, said Lisa Schwartz, Chief Revenue Officer, Kino Lorber. The expansion to direct-to-consumer is the next natural and important step for us as we continue to ensure the Kino Film Collection is a bastion of film curation for new release and catalog films, as well as film preservation. So very cool, guys. That's the article right there. Let's dive into this little newsletter that is, I think, front page on the actual like Kino Film Collection platform. And I'll read this off to you. So yeah, again, let me know what you think about Kino Lorber diving into streaming. I don't think this means by any means that they are looking to get out of physical media. I think physical media is Kino Lorber's bread and butter, but it's a good additional, service to give to people that may want to browse certain titles and experiment, sample certain films before they actually buy them on physical media. Like some people like to do that. Like I'm a big blind buyer. Like for me, I'd rather just go ahead and buy the title, and maybe I like it, maybe I don't. Read the description, maybe watch a trailer, see if it feels like a movie that's going to work for me or not. But some people aren't like that. They like to actually be able to watch the movies, and then figure out if they want to add that to the collection. So this may be a good option for those types of people right there. And Kino Film Collection said, "Dear movie lover, the Kino Now service will be transforming into Kino Film Collection." So this is basically letting the people that are, that have the Kino. Sorry, guys, that have the Kino Now service. They're letting them know that things are going to be changing going forward. For the past 5 years, Kino Now has taken pride in making some of the best art house cinema available to rent or own digitally. During the pandemic, we welcomed a new audience through our virtual cinema offering Kino Marquee. We listened to our customers then, and we are listening now. We are making it easier to discover our collection of films, both new and old, creating an opportunity to watch the way you want, where you want. For about the same price of a rental or purchase on Kino Now, you can have access to unlimited viewing of hundreds of titles from the Kino Lorber library with new films added every week. Kino Film Collection subscriptions are just $5.99 per month or $59.99 per year. So if you want to sign up for the year, it's going to be a little bit cheaper to do that. After a 7-day free trial and as a special discount for our Kino Now and Kino Marquee customers, we're offering 20% off all annual subscriptions using Kino 20. So if you're already into the Kino Now, they're offering a discount for you. So 20% off of 59. That would be like $48 to sign up for this for a year, which, I mean, you can get a lot of movies watched on here in a year's time. I mean, it's going to cost you, like in a sale, maybe you can get 5 of those titles. Non-sale, you can get maybe 3 or 4 of those titles for that amount. So to have access to hundreds of movies for a full year, and maybe some of those you won't want to add to the collection. Maybe you'll want to only add 3 of the 100 movies that you watch to your collection. Maybe you're like, oh, this is a good one-time watch. I'll never, feel the need to watch it again. Maybe a good option. I know some people look down on streaming services. I don't really like. They definitely serve their place and they definitely have a purpose, I think. I'm definitely into physical. Like I would rather own something than, just stream it, but it's a good option, for some people to be able to sample some of these movies, like I said, and decide like if you maybe want to add to your collection, or maybe you have no intention of adding it to your collection, but you just want to watch it. And it's a good option for sure. All right, but let's move to the actual streaming website. So I am on the Kino Film Collection. I'll be honest, not the most exciting title for your streaming website. Like you could have called it like Kino Film Plus or something, Kino Max. You could have called it Kino Max. They could have come up with some kind of catchier title, I guess. But I don't. Judging by, I've already looked at the film selection, guys. Judging by the film selection here, I don't think they're targeting the mainstream audience. So maybe they just didn't feel the need to market this to the mainstream in that way. So, all right. So I already checked out a couple of. I started Eye for Icarus, which actually seems like a pretty interesting movie. It's about the presidential assassination. I don't know if it's like loosely based on the Kennedy assassination or if it's kind of trying to do its own thing, but it seemed pretty cool. Um, but look, guys, the selection that they have here, it is extremely niche. It's very artsy. It's very art house. Like there's not a lot of mainstream titles on here. I was thinking when I first got on here, just kind of scrolling through the selection, um, that we were going to get some of the main like 4K titles that they put out over the past like couple of years. Like I thought maybe Cujo was going to be on here, maybe Silence of the Lambs, maybe Misery, maybe To Live and Die in LA would be on here. But really the only one that I saw was Rawhead Rex is on here. Everything else is extremely niche. And maybe you're thinking to yourself, Ken, these are great titles, great films. They're not niche to me. I love them. They're cornerstones of my film upbringing. I watched these all the time when I was a kid. I don't know, guys. Maybe they're mainstream to you, but these are very niche movies. Except for some of the classics like Doctor Caligari, Nosferatu, Metropolis, The Blue Angel. Some of these classics. They got Rawhead Rex here. Are pretty well known, even if you're not in the film loving community, they're pretty well known. The Conformist, which I believe got a new 4K restoration, but it wasn't an actual 4K disc. Um, from what I've seen, this isn't really streaming in 4K. They got a little trailer as well here. They got a lot of recent titles that premiered at the Cannes Film Festival. So let me just look through some of the cons. It was just cons. Mephisto's on here. So these are some older films. Dogtooth, which is a Yorgos Lanthimos film. But a lot of these, you can buy physically. But if you just want to sample them on here, you can do that as well. I think France with Leia Sodox, is that how you pronounce her name? That's a recent film, but they had some stuff that as recent as like 2023 that was that premiered at the Cannes Film Festival. So, if you want to sample some of this stuff, guys, like I said, you can get on here and do so. And maybe there's some movies that you wanted to see that maybe you didn't want to buy. You can sign up for the free trial and then cancel. You can do that. Um, but yeah, we got international cinema, thought provoking documentaries, the Cannes favorites, trending films, recently added. And they're supposed to be like adding films every week, I think. So, I mean, this is not going to be it. I'm sure that they're going to add stuff as we go. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much the selection. If you go to browse up here, it might be browse. Browse, I think, is what I meant. Let me go to search. It breaks stuff down for you. You can search like dramas. You can search independent. Um, you can search horror. If you just want to try to look at the horror titles, trying to figure out why. This is not changing for me. Let's see. And then you can search by the decades as well. You can search by directors. Um, so yeah, there's all kinds of ways that you can search right here. Trying to figure out why it's still just showing drama. All right, so I think you have to press the X, and then if I go to horror, all right, it'll pin down the horror genre right there. And it said that there was 6 in horror, but then when I pull it up, it says there's 13. So Final Cut, I definitely wanted to check this out. That's a remake. I think that's a French remake of One Cut of the Dead, which is a very interesting film. Um, and then yeah, to pick the new genre, you got to exit first and then come over here. I'm just learning this along with you guys. I just logged into this like an hour before I filmed this video. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that they did on physical media. But I was just hoping for some more. Like you got some Charlie Bronson stuff on here, Violent City. I was just hoping for some more mainstream titles, some of their like recent 4K titles. Like it'd have been cool if they had Kindergarten Cop on here. Or but I get it. Like most of those movies, like the popular titles, people have already seen, and they probably have streaming licenses for those on other services because they're so popular. Like maybe they're on Netflix or HBO Max or Hulu or Amazon Prime, and they just couldn't get the streaming rights for those, so they just kind of settled into the more niche titles that they have in their catalog. So I get it. So you have to understand that going in, though, that this is a very niche streaming service for film fans, fans of artsy films, fans of foreign films. If you want to get this streaming service, that is what it is all about. But if you're interested in that stuff and you want to be able to sample these titles without, buying them outright, say you just want to do it for a month, and then say you got a lot of time on your hands for that particular month, you want to watch like 40 or 50 of these movies in that month. I mean, to watch 40 or 50 movies for $6, like that's nothing to sneeze at. This is on the cheaper side compared to most streaming services, but I do understand that the selection here is not as great as some of the other streaming services, and it's just not a lot of the mainstream stuff. There's new titles, but they're all like the artsy stuff, the stuff that premiered at the Cannes Film Festival. So let's see if there's anything else to really cover here. Oh, you can gift subscriptions to people as well, which is cool. Trying to see what the categories are. It's got different categories, classics, where you can kind of break things down a little bit further. I guess maybe these are the more like mainstream of the picks. Marco Polo, Little Fugitive. Yeah, I mean, I've seen all these. You got another Charlie Bronson movie. I've seen all these before, like on the site as I'm scrolling through. You got a movie with Gene Wilder. God, I can't talk. Right there, Rhinoceros. I haven't even heard of that movie before. But yeah, Violent City. I do have that in the collection. So it's interesting, guys. Grand Slam, 1010, Oyster Princess. Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of these on the site. Just scrolling through the Blu-rays and stuff. But yeah, guys, it's interesting. I just wanted to kind of let you guys know this is available. If boutique label gets into streaming, I think that's interesting. I think it's interesting to talk about, discuss. But let me know what you think about the Kino Lorber collection, the Kino Film Collection streaming service. Are you going to sign up? Maybe try it for a month or two, do the free trial. I'll link it down below in the description, guys, if you guys want to sign up. I'm not affiliated with Kino Lorber in any way. Like I'm not getting anything for this, for promoting this. It's just me kind of getting on here and discussing it because I think it's interesting. But thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys later.